And Jeff starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Dan Hagan. Today in Up North at 4, we will sit down with Northwoods naturalist John Bates to talk birds, frogs, and more. Then we will dive into our How We Got Here archives, learn the tale of Maple Lake in Three Lakes. We'll get to all of that in a bit, but first, here's your top 4 at 4. Childcare is a huge need in north central Wisconsin. Thankfully, a Phillips Early Education Center is planning to expand. The Phillips Head Start Center held a community grand opening today. A nonprofit called Family Forum now runs the programming after taking over from the school district last year. They receive federal funding, meaning they don't have to rely entirely on money from parents. Phillips Head Start currently serves 3 to 5-year-olds, but they plan to expand, allowing all kids under 5. Plus, they want to add more services and employees. The first round of the NFL draft happened yesterday, and the Packers used their 2 picks to build up their defense. Georgia's inside linebacker Quay Walker and defensive tackle Devontae Wyatt were selected with the 22nd and 23rd picks, respectively, as the Pack tries to fix their run defense. The Packers allowed the 3rd most yards per carry last season, and general manager Brian Gutekunst clearly believes the pair of Bulldogs are part of the key to fixing that problem. The Packers will continue making picks as the 2nd and 3rd rounds begin tonight. Rhinelander novelist Victoria Houston will be speaking at Nicolet College in May to discuss her newest book. Houston is born and raised in Rhinelander and has written a series of mystery novels based in the Northwoods. She just released her new book, Wolf Hollow. Houston will speak at the Nicolet College Theater on May 25th at 6:30. Free tickets are available in advance at the Rhinelander District Library. Please don't prune your oak trees this spring and summer. If you do, you could spread a deadly fungus. Oak wilt is often spread by beetles releasing spores into wounded oak trees. But once a tree is infected, it can spread to other oaks through the root system. If you absolutely must prune your oak trees, apply a wound paint immediately. Oak wilt is not yet common in the northern part of Wisconsin, so let's try and keep it that way. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Fuller joins us now. Jeff, happy Friday.
Hey Dan, we made it. The last weekend of April is here with temperatures back up in the 50s today with some sunshine, but lots of cloud cover out there as well. Those clouds will give us some rain showers tomorrow and also on Sunday before we get some drier weather in here early next week. But temperature-wise today, pretty nice, right? 59 right now in Rhinelander with a southeast breeze around 10, making it feel a bit colder at the airport in Rhinelander. But look at Wausau, 63. Congratulations, you did it with that east breeze out there as well. So it's very comfortable across the area now. Look at the temperatures back in the yellow. That's an improvement for us. It's been well below average for weeks around here. We're finally getting some heat. This is what we're supposed to do this time of year. However, slightly colder temperatures are on the way first before they get warmer because we do have some rainfall on the way. So 47-ish tomorrow, same story for Sunday, up near 50 or so on Monday, and then a general warming trend toward the middle parts of next week should put us back up near 60 toward the end of the week. All right, lots of rain showers to the west of us right now. This is going to be in our backyards beginning late tonight, more so early tomorrow morning, and then waves of it throughout the day tomorrow and also on Sunday. So it won't be an all-day rain. I wouldn't cancel your plans, but still several waves of rain to get through. And that rain could be locally heavy with a couple of thunder showers, especially tomorrow afternoon. Our forecast then tonight, though, is clouding over, rain showers before sunrise tomorrow, with low temperatures down near 41. Your full forecast at 5 o'clock.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Kitchen Bath Mart.
If you're ready to sell or thinking of buying, Northwoods Realtors are ready to help. Local realtor professionals are knowledgeable on our unique market, and the multiple listing service maximizes exposure for the benefit of sellers and buyers alike. Visit upnorthmls.com today to view properties for sale or to find a realtor who can help you sell or buy in the beautiful Northwoods.
Backyard a battleground? Mosquito Squad can help defend against disease-carrying mosquitoes and ticks. Call 877-MO-SQUAD to take back your yard.
Roof warranties are all about trust. Your trust in GAF, a time-tested company, and our trust in our Master Elite contractors. They're trained, licensed, insured, and only they can offer our best warranties.
Call Oneida Roofing today.
Save big with Menards and get 11% off everything for your project. Spend less time maintaining your deck and more time relaxing with UltraDeck low-maintenance composite decking. We carry everything you'll need to complete your new deck project. It gives you the look of real wood without the upkeep and features a hidden fastening system for a clean, professional look. Get 11% off UltraDeck and everything in the store now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC. Step up to GMC with 0% financing on these GMC models.
Visit your North Central Wisconsin GMC dealer.
We're backing up north at 4 with naturalist John Bates. John, how are you doing today?
Doing great. You guys?
Welcome back.
We're doing well. We got a lot to get to, so we're just going to get right into it.
Let's go.
And a little peek behind the curtain for our viewers. I call you usually the day of your appearance and kind of see what we want to talk about today. And you left me with this really profound quote about the month of May. May is the most exciting time of the year. John Bates. I'm going to put that on my wall. So why is it the most exciting time of the year?
Well, everything's coming back to life. You have the green up of all of our vegetation. Think of it. Trillions of leaves are going to come into being in the next month. We have all of our birds returning. We have about 30 birds in the winter that stay. We have 150 nesting birds, so 120 birds are coming back to nest, plus all those that are migrating through yet. 4 billion birds migrate every spring across North America, so all this life is coming. It's
I was going to say,
fabulous.
we've been watching the birds on the radar, walking through like Oklahoma into Kansas. You can see them there. For us, though, temperatures 30 degrees below average lately. Are the birds like, what's going on, or are they okay?
Well, birds that are back, like tree swallows. I just was yesterday at the Little Turtle Flowage near Mercer, and the tree swallows are back. They're insect eaters. There's no insect hatch.
No insects.
So for them, this is bad news. They would really love to have some warm weather and some insects hatching. Otherwise, they do face starvation. So those birds that come back early to get to the best nesting territories are risk takers. And
we're walking a fine line right now.
They are. It's a Russian roulette for them.
So we're going to talk about some of those migratory birds. But first, we got to answer the main question. Why do birds migrate in the first place?
Well, it's all about more cover and more food. So, you know, if you're wintering down in Central and South America, you're going to come up to North America, even though that's very risky and a whole lot of birds will die on the way. There's so much more food, abundant food, and so much more space to nest, so much more cover to utilize, that it's worth that risk. And, you know, think about most of our birds are migratorial, so, and lots of them die going there and coming back. So these aren't our birds. They're only here typically for 3 months. They really are somewhere else for 9 months out of the year.
It's like a good restaurant. You travel a long distance to go to a good restaurant.
Well, I feel like one of the most popular birds are hummingbirds, and they probably have one of the shortest windows, I'm guessing?
Yeah, so they'll be back right around Mother's Day, usually around May 10th is my usual day to think of them. You know, they cross the Gulf of Mexico, 600-mile trip. They only weigh 1/5 of an ounce. I held a hummingbird once in my hand, and there was no sensation.
Wow. It's a moment, isn't it?
They aren't even there. So, you know, flying at night, crossing 600 miles, just making it, not having the weather change on you, because the weather changes on you, you don't make it. So they have to make this hop, skip, and jump process to get up here, but they can't get up here while we still have freezing at night weather, because they really can't tolerate that level.
Yeah, lots of folks are seeing robins this time of year. Yeah, robins eat worms. Worms came out last week when it got warmer. Then we had lots of rain. Yeah. Then the ground froze again. So are the robins going to be okay?
Robins are wonderful generalists, so they eat everything. They eat fruits, they eat worms, they can eat some seeds, they can eat insects, so that they are able to come back super early, way ahead of everybody else, and forage on just about anything. They're generalists. They're very good at it.
Well, I want to hear a few bird calls here. We have 2 bird calls that we're going to hear. We have brown thrasher and hermit thrush. Let's first start with the brown thrasher, if we can hear that, James. And John, tell us about this bird.
Brown thrasher is a grassland bird, so you're not going to see it in heavy forest cover, but you'll see it maybe in your yard, or you'll see it in fields. It has over 2,000 song types.
Wow.
It is the most singingest it is the singingest bird songiest bird in the entire world. That's a big statement.
Wow.
It's actually the 2,000 songs they've given up trying to count them. They're all these. It's a mimic, so it mimics any sound it hears out in nature. And not in nature, it can mimic a chainsaw, it can mimic a car driving by, it can mimic all kinds of things. And it usually repeats that sound twice. So it'll do do-do-do, dee-dee-dee,
and then it gets bored.
Yeah. And it's like a jazz singer. It's just riffing all over.
So can you identify them by their call, or is
yes.
it? But they're doing mimicking. They could be mimicking another bird's call, right?
Right, but then they'll quickly switch to something else. So they'll do the repeat twice, and then on to something else, on to something else, on to something else, and then you're like brown thrasher.
Okay, I want to hear about the hermit thrush. We have some sound from that bird as well. Tell us about the hermit thrush.
Hermit thrush has this beautiful, ethereal, ascending song going up the ladder. It sings on 2 different pitches at one time. It has a syrinx. Birds have a syrinx, and allows them to sing so that it sounds like if someone's blowing in a flute or a didgeridoo, if you know what that Australian instrument is. It's just a glorious, glorious song. That's remarkable. It's harmonizing with itself 2 different pitches at the same time.
So cool.
Well, mate is not only for the birds. There are some wildflowers and frogs that are coming out. We're going to talk about those right after the break.
The beepers.
What's the perfect way to spend a summer afternoon at your lake home? On a pier made by Pier of Denora. We're making a splash with time-saving piers because you deserve more ways to play and enjoy summer days. Made in St. Germain, come and visit us.
Saturday, April 30th, the Wisconsin Department of Justice will be holding a free prescription drug take-back event. If you have unused or unwanted medications, ointments, patches, non-aerosol sprays, inhalers, vials, or pet medication, clean out your cabinets. Don't let your old medication fall into the wrong hands by disposing of unused or unwanted medications properly. For more information on locations and accepted items, go to doseofrealitywi.gov. This information is brought to you by the Human Service Center of Forest, Vilas, and Oneida County.
Freshly mown grass and sounds of friends' laughter is in the air. You're ready to rock the summer, and so is Wickersham Jewelry during their annual Diamonds and Grill event, April 4th through the 23rd. Give her the gorgeous ring she's been dreaming of. And get the Yeti Tundra 45 cooler or Traeger grill you've always wanted with a qualifying purchase. Interest-free financing available. Wickersham Jewelry. If you can dream it, we can make it.
Did you know a vented dirt crawl space is unhealthy for you and your home? Did you know it makes your home harder to heat and cool? A vented dirt crawl space is a breeding ground for mold and critters, and it affects the air quality of your entire home. Let SureDry protect your home. When it comes to crawl spaces, nobody does it better. SureDry will transform your crawl space into a dry, usable space to make your entire home healthier. Call SureDry today.
What's the perfect way to spend a summer afternoon at your lake home? On a pier made by Pier of Denora. We're making a splash with time-saving piers because you deserve more ways to play and enjoy summer days. Made in St. Germain, come and visit us.
We're backing up north at 4. Everyone remember the quote by John Bates, May is the most exciting time of the year, and that is true for wildflowers as well. Tell us about wildflowers.
Yeah, so an awful lot of our wildflowers are called spring ephemerals. They have to come into flower, get their business done, get pollinated, and go into fruit before the leaves come out on the trees that are above them. And that's a very short window of time. So ephemeral is
like
true.
Right now. Wow.
So bang, they got like 2 weeks, and they got to make it happen. So a flower like a bloodroot or spring beauty, they only actually flower for 2 or 3 days. They get pollinated, they're done. They'll put on their very tiny fruits, typically just a small seed for these particular guys, and they're done. And that's, you won't see them the rest of the year. You might still see their leaves, but that would be it.
Are these the flowers the bees need too?
Bees will utilize them in the early spring. Bees they're hurting too with this late spring. They need some flowers to come. Dandelions are really important. There's a whole big push throughout this state, many Midwestern states, to ask people not to mow in May for bees in particular.
And let's take a look at spring beauties as well.
Yeah,
you kind of mentioned them. What's fun about them?
Well, they're colonial, and meaning that they spread like crazy underneath the soil, and there's thousands of them in any particular good site. Both bloodroots and spring beauties grow on better soils. Where I live, where it's all sand, we don't have them. Where you guys are down here in Rhineland, you have, believe it or not, much better soil than we do. And they grow in proliferation there, and you can't even walk sometimes in those sites because there's nowhere to step without stepping on top of spring beauties.
One of the first signs of spring, the spring peepers. They're back. They arrived here last Friday, I heard them.
Awesome.
Then they went quiet for a couple days when it got cold.
Yeah, here they are.
And these guys, they're a sure sign of spring, right?
They sure are, yeah. And they're bellicose. It's just pandemonium in the marshes, right? They're in ephemeral ponds in the woodlands. They aren't in our lakes. They aren't typically in our rivers. They're in these little tiny ponds that'll dry up in the summer. What's I think really fascinating is that an individual spring peeper will sing on average 4,000 times at night.
What?
4,000 beep,
It's so
beep,
loud.
beep,
It's like,
Why are they doing that? Is that for mates or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the males are going ballistic. It's a big sex scene. It's a debauchery out there. It's awful. We can't talk about it.
Picture.
I can't. Okay,
Can't
focus.
Refocus. Can't go there, but you know.
May is the most exciting month.
Oh yeah, it truly is, especially for frogs.
And they have just a little tiny territory, only 4 to 16 inches is the territory in the little pond. So that's why they're bing, bing, bing all over the place.
Okay.
And then they're all singing like crazy. So it's literal pandemonium. And sometimes you have to hold your ears. It's so darn loud. It's fabulous.
So there's many other frogs that we can hear as well. One other frog is the wood frog. Let's take a listen to that.
Yeah, it's got kind of a quacking sound. It's much softer. They're a very early frog. They're usually a day or two ahead of the peepers, actually. And they'll only, again, not like peepers. Actually, peepers will go in the summer, but wood frogs will only sing for about 2 weeks, and they're done. So
like done isn't dead, or dead as they turn off their voices?
Done as they've mated. Females have laid the eggs, and they just put their milk down on top of it. But they're done in that whole mating season, and they stop singing. They're done. So if you want to hear them, you got to hear them right now. Otherwise, no go.
You know, May is truly the most exciting one. I think that is implanted in here now.
We've learned.
We're going to take a break. After the break, we're going to head to Three Lakes. We're going to learn about Maple Lake. It has a unique history. And then John Bates will join us for the last segment as well. We'll be right back.
No peepers?
When you're a parent, you're always on the lookout for things that can harm your kids. Like, I thought I knew where to find tobacco products. Right here in the same spot the kids stop for candy and snacks. Turns out, this isn't the only place that tobacco is trying to blend in. Backpacks and hoodies with built-in e-cigarettes, vapes that look like makeup and smartwatches. Tobacco companies are keeping young people hooked with products that hide a dangerous nicotine addiction in plain sight. Tobacco is changing parents. We've got to keep up.
Here's why it's smart to custom order your Ford SUV, because custom orders receive priority. You'll get an extra 1,000 order bonus plus incentive protection, guaranteeing you the best offer now or at delivery. And the features you choose. Want an EPA estimated 41 combined MPG in an Escape Hybrid? A 12-inch touchscreen in an Edge? You got it. In a Ford, built your way. Order your 2022 Escape, Edge, or Explorer to lock in the special FlexBuy offer and get 1,000 retail order bonus cash.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
10 months ago, I re-injured my neck, and I thought, you know what, I need my life back. I made the appointment for the consult, and within probably the first month, I started to feel like myself again.
Our therapies are not only different, they're very effective. They not only relieve pain, but they restore motion, so you can get your life back. Visit painsolver.com or call 844-200-PAIN today.
Welcome back to Up North at 4. We're heading to Three Lakes today, and I'm welcoming Kyle McMahon to the program. Kyle, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing well. Let's hear more about Maple Lake, the tale of Maple Lake and Three Lakes.
Well, Maple Lake is an obvious point in Three Lakes at this time. Everybody sees it. Everybody goes to the beach. Everybody goes to the park. But I don't know if everybody knows what Maple Lake had to go through while being Maple Lake. As we talked about before, Three Lakes was established as a railroad depot in 1881, and it was named for the three lakes that are in the area: Maple, Town Line, and Range Line. And back in that time, there were no established roads or anything, so basically travel was by rail and water. And as the logging industry moved out, resorts and people came and built out on the lakes. And they, of course, needed to get everything to these established points where they were living. So everything kind of went by water. One of the closest ways to get to water, to go through the chain, was at Buckwheat, which is up on Town Line, which if you take the highway 45 north of Three Lakes, it's probably less than a minute near there. Back in those days, that was it was an arduous travel over bumpy dirt roads, whatever, to get to that point so that you could get on a boat and travel. So sometime around 1903, probably, I don't know exactly when, the idea was floated around that possibly they should, try to connect Maple Lake, which was right in town, to the chain through Town Lake. So they established the Three Lakes Canal and Transportation Company. And they sold shares in the company for 25 cents. They bought a dredge, and they started a Town Line lake, and they drew a line and started digging back towards Maple Lake. When they got close, they stopped, and for the last little section, they blew it up with dynamite to open it up so that the two lakes would be joined. What happened next was pretty unexpected. They had estimated that the difference in lake levels was maybe 2 feet. As it turned out, it was much more than that, and the level of Maple Lake dropped 8 feet, which was, and Maple Lake is a different type of lake too. It's a muddier lake. It's not the same kind of lakes that the chain, or same type of water that the chain is made up of. And so it became an area of swampy muck, sinkholes, and a big sandbar. But they had connected the Maple Lake to the chain, and now they had a much easier route to get, people by boat to their destinations. I think it was in 1939, they decided, though, that they had an established network of roads that went from, Three Lakes through to all of the other lakes, so they didn't need the canal anymore. But by that time, they had built buildings on that sandbar. There were boathouses. Ed Epler had built what is known as Badger Garage. He built that there. And so it was kind of an established area. Well, the town decided that they needed to just, end that. They built the dam, and the lake level within 1 year, between 1941 and 1942, went up another 5 feet. And by 1972, they had decided that the lake was restored back to what it had originally been, which is now where we have Cy Williams Park and the beach, and it's a nice lake again. But at one time, Maple Lake can say that it was part of the Three Lake, or part of the Eagle River chain. So that's the history of Maple Lake.
That's an interesting tale. It seems like probably a mistake to add it to the chain, but at least they fixed it down the road.
Well, yeah, and I mean, yeah, it was probably a mistake. I mean, it was a big mistake when they didn't realize that it was 8 feet, that there was an 8-foot difference, and yeah, but you can't fool Mother Nature. So.
Okay, thanks so much, Kyle, for joining us on.
You're welcome. Okay, bye.
Keep all the dust, pollen, and allergens out of your home this spring with the new Eco Sky windows exclusively from Mad City Windows. We're Wisconsin's #1 remodeler and trusted local source for high-quality windows that combine unmatched performance with distinctive style, custom-made to fit any size opening. And now's the time to save during our spring blowout sale. Save $750 on a house full of new windows, interest-free financing for 12 months, and a $100 Target gift card with purchase. But act now, and we're going to double your savings. Save $1,500 on a house full of new windows. Double your interest-free financing from 12 to 24 months, and double your bonus. Receive a $200 Target gift card with the purchase of new windows. From Wausau and North Central Wisconsin, call 715-690-3085. Let me give you the number again, 715-690-3085.
They open up and they come in so you can clean the inside or the outside and everything. Right in here, you don't have to get ladders or anything like that there to clean them.
If your old drafty windows are hard to open, hard to close, and impossible to clean, then call Mad City Windows. Our exclusive Eco Sky windows deliver brilliant design, beauty, and efficiency to your home in a variety of eye-catching styles. Now's the time to save during our spring blowout sale. Save $750 on a house full of new windows, interest-free financing for 12 months, $100 Target gift card with purchase. But act now and double your savings. Save $1,500 on a house full of new windows, double your interest-free financing from 12 to 24 months, and double your bonus. Receive a $200 Target gift card with the purchase of new windows. Call for a free estimate at 715-690-3085. Let me give you that number again, 715-690-3085.
Is it time to update your driveway? Contact S&B Asphalt to blacktop your driveway. An update not only looks nice, but it saves on maintenance and adds value to your property. Seal coating and blacktopping residential driveways, commercial properties, and private roads. S&B is equipped for the job. With a strong reputation as an honest company with competitive pricing, you don't need to turn anywhere else. Call S&B Asphalt today for a free estimate.
I do.
So on Wednesday, John Bates, I told our wonderful viewers that I saw a beaver. However, I did not. Tell us more.
Well, I'm looking at this video, and as best as I can tell from here, even though that is a beautiful beaver dam, it looks to me to be a muskrat. Now, I haven't seen the entire video, but a muskrat is much smaller, weighs maybe 2 to 3 pounds, has a rat-like tail, rounded, short tail, whereas beaver has a flat, much wider, much longer tail. And beavers are big organisms. They're 40 pounds or more. Typically, they can be 80 pounds, a big one. Record is 115, if I have that right. Think of a 115-pound beaver.
Okay, we are out of time, but once again, the most exciting month of the year is coming up, May. Thank you, John Bates.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.